Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Shlee, Binesi here. Happy shadow season, or blessed shadow season, because it's not happy. It's darkness, it's sadness, it's facing the aspects of ourselves that we're in denial of, and it only is very much applicable to those who dance, live, eat, and breathe in the shadow realms, such as shadow workers like myself. So in today's video I wanted to get into a little bit about shadow season. So welcome shadow season. So yesterday was officially the equinox for the shadow season, and many other traditions and ways of other tribes exist have recently celebrated their little turns of the season, turns of time, the changes, and it's just awakening us to other parts of ourself that have a divine connection with the earth, Gaia, the living, breathing entity being that most women have more of a divine connection to, and this is why some cults around the world that are connected to demonization of the earth. I'll save that for another video. Anyways, the point of this video update is kind of like my midweek posting. So today's theme is going to be talking about the shadow season, shadow work, and like Dark Night of the Soul. I don't know if you've gone through the Dark Night of the Soul. I've definitely gone through the Dark Night of the Soul more than once. So this in turn would make me a professional shadow worker. I am triggering as fuck to people for no reason at all. Literally, like, this has been my work, and I'm just finally coming to terms with it and understanding it. It's difficult work, but it's not for the faint of heart. And and in turn, with that being said, many other shadow workers need other shadow workers because there's initial understanding of each other right away, and it's usually able to be seen through and forgiven more so. More specifically in pertaining to especially the fact and the notion and idea, if you have these inclinations and you are connected with your soul group, your soul tribe, your soul family, all that wonderfulness, they will tend to be more understanding and empathetic towards you for your shortcomings and your difficultness. So yeah, it helps when you have that sort of stuff that comes into play with being a shadow worker. And now that it's shadow season, all the demons come out. So as you can see, I'm really happy about this because this is my time. And I hope you like my leopard print, because I love leopard print, and I just thought, how I'm always dressing up for my videos and whatnot, I'm just like wanting to celebrate shadow season in my leopard print. So and also with being a shadow worker amongst different tribes and traditions around the world, everybody has their role for this type of work. So being somebody who's indigenous, part of Turtle Island, which is the original name of this part of the world, before the previous falls of time of our corruption and not being able to remember and learn and unlearn old habitual patterns that have led us to the current destructions that we're sort of all experiencing right now collectively. It's due to not remembering. So those that remember their previous incarnations or existences, experiences as souls that come through into this world during these times are considered crazy in this modern world, but now it's not considered crazy because the world's on fire. And so now's a really good time for people like me, myself, who are shadow workers, Heoka Empath, Wendigo Khan, as the indigenous tribes from Turtle Island, and the tribes from the Kanata point of Turtle Island, because Canada was originally called Kanata, and it means, I can't remember the meaning, I'll have to figure it out. But anyways, so I'm considered a shadow worker even amongst indigenous tribes from this part of the world, and I I'm considered very powerful and very helpful and very understanding. But yeah. So, and you know what, honestly, even amongst indigenous people and tribes and their ceremonies and traditions, I'm considered weird. They think I'm weird and I'm hard to understand, so, you know, and I'm not sure how many tribes have these roles for individuals out there, but we're here, we're needed, we care, and we just have a very unusual way of going about things, and it's not always understood by everybody who's doing things the way that people think they should do them. And the reason why we are shadow workers and the reason why we are the way we are is because we see the flaw and the potential of things. And that's not a bad thing. Those people make great counselors, they make great advisors, they make great teachers, right? So unless you're really into the occult studies and practices, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about here is going to just like drive you up the wall and be like, what the fuck is she talking about? But unless you're in that realm, then I don't know what to tell you. So, but this is my work and this is what I do, and I've had a good decade of studying and putting into practice a lot of the things that I talk about in here. So I do practice what I preach, you know. But being as somebody who's a shadow worker, we are more habitual and prone to fall into our shadows. So I'm making this video update based on that because it's the equinox, and I wanted to maybe give some assistance, guidance, and advise people if they need support from me right now, because I'd be somebody who's great for that during these times. Yeah, so I guess that's my update for the week, for the midweek, Wednesdays, whatever Wednesdays. Yeah, so I'll be transitioning over to some other social media platforms in the new year because I'm in my next phase of initiatic experiences in astrology and numerology. Technically I am a master, but due to this current state of affairs of how our societies and cultures have adapted and how we run things, it's not considered a value at the moment, but it will be because that's all changing right now. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this little update on welcoming you to the shadow season and a brief update and informative information about shadow workers. And if you want to learn more about the path of the shadow and have the shaman, because the shaman is very inclined with shadows as well. There's all these funny terms, but that being said, thank you for tuning into this video. Welcome, and stay tuned for more if you're interested in updates or whatever from me. So thanks for tuning in. Bye. Blessed shadow season. Stay tuned for more.